Hello everyone, it is Memorial Day 2023 and Huy Fong Sriracha is basically sold out everywhere. Can't find it locally anywhere. Asian supermarkets, American supermarkets, you can find it online, but they're charging like $20 a bottle for it. So decided to make this video and see what hot sauce out there, what sriracha out there is the best alternative to the Huy Fong Sriracha. I made a previous video, I called it the Sriracha Showdown, where I was kind of exploring what other srirachas were out there, what was better than Huy Fong, if anything, etc. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a card up here. You can take a look at it there. Surprisingly, in that video, the Tabasco came in pretty similar to the Huy Fong, so high hopes for this one. But today, I'm going to go through this variety and see which one would be the best alternative to the Huy Fong Sriracha. So I'm going to taste all of these one by one without any food, give you a little description of what I'm tasting, and then I'm going to try them all on some scrambled eggs. I have my iPad here. The Huy Fong is going to be the baseline, so I gave the Huy Fong a score of 5 for heat and 5 for flavor, and then each of these will be benchmarked against that, so it could be higher than 5, lower than 5, etc. And for these four, there's also a third column that's a grading for similarity to the Huy Fong, and I'll give you the average scores at the end. Let's get started. First up, the tried and true. Grew up with this. Tiny bit tangy, a little bit sweet, very garlicky, decent amount of heat. Exactly what you'd expect. A little rinse. So the ingredients for the Huy Fong are chili, sugar, salt, garlic, acetic acid, potassium sorbate, and sodium bisulfite as preservatives, and xanthan gum. Moving on to the Tabasco brand sriracha. Start with the ingredients here. Red jalapeno pepper, water, sugar, salt, garlic, distilled vinegar, and xanthan gum. So if you don't know, the Huy Fong Sriracha is actually also made with red jalapeno peppers. So the ingredients between the two are basically exactly the same. This one just doesn't have the added preservatives. So let's see here. Consistency's a little smoother, but a little thinner. Flavor, you get a little more complexity, but very similar flavor profile. It's a little on the sweeter side, a little less on the tang side. Garlic is there also, but not as punchy. Good amount of garlic also, but not quite as in your face. So like I said, I am a fan of the Tabasco Sriracha as well. Now, this is the first time I'm actually going to be trying these three. These four are all very readily available currently. This, pretty much any American supermarket, in New York at least, I've seen carrying this. The Ninja Squirrel Sriracha I got from Whole Foods. And this Three Mountains brand, it's a yellow pepper Sriracha, was also at Whole Foods. And this one is from Trader Joe's. So moving on to the Ninja Squirrel Sriracha. Ingredients also red jalapeno puree, salt, citric acid, red chili puree, water, cane sugar, garlic puree, organic distilled white vinegar, salt, garlic, habanero pepper powder, and xanthan gum. So sounds like it has 3 different peppers. It lists the red jalapeno and also lists just the red chili, and then the habanero pepper powder. Otherwise, ingredients again very similar. Consistency on this one is somewhere in between the Sriracha and the Tabasco. Not as smooth, kind of right in between. Oh, interesting. It tastes a lot like a Korean gochujang. So I'd say flavor profile Not as similar as the Tabasco is to the Huy Fong. It's good, definitely garlicky, a little sweet, but it really has, it's probably that extra red chili that I listed. It really tastes like a Korean pepper paste, gochujang. Next up, Three Mountains brand Sriracha de Chile Amarillo. So it's just yellow chili sriracha basically. Ingredients: yellow chili, sugar, garlic, vinegar, salt. It has coconut sugar in parentheses after vinegar, so I guess it's vinegar made from, originally from coconut sugar. Let's see if that comes through. It's much thinner. Sauce is much thinner, very smooth. Oh, again, flavor is quite different. It's a bit fruitier. There's no other fruit in the ingredients. I'm guessing it's just a flavor from the peppers. Definitely quite a bit sweeter and much less heat. Almost reminds me of like a more like a Caribbean style hot sauce flavor profile. And last we have the Trader Joe's Sriracha sauce. Ingredients is ground red chili peppers. In parentheses it says red jalapeno peppers, red Anaheim peppers, salt, and citric acid. It also has water, sugar, crushed garlic, salt, and it says contains 2% or less of garlic powder, cultured dextrose for freshness, distilled vinegar, salt enhancer, maltodextrin, citric acid, xanthan gum. There's no tomatoes in the ingredients, but it's got a little bit of a tomatoey flavor. Tangy, sweet. I mean, it goes side by side with Huy Fong here. This one's interesting. So consistency is much thinner, but it's got a little bit of greeniness to it, similar to the Huy Fong. Yeah, it's definitely also sweeter, a little bit saltier, not as tangy. Garlic's a little more muted, but pretty good. Yeah, so far flavor-wise, I think they're all pretty good. I enjoy all these. I would eat any of these, but let's get into it with food, and then with this tasting, I'll add the scores for heat, flavor, and similarity to the Huy Fong. So as a benchmark, I'll start with the Huy Fong on my scrambled eggs here. I'm just trying to remember that flavor as clear as possible as I try the others. Tabasco. Let's say no, Huy Fong is a 5 for heat. Tabasco is like a 2.5. It's not very hot at all. With the egg, you barely get a little hint of heat. For flavor, though, I would actually give this a 6. I feel it's actually a little better balanced than the Huy Fong. The garlic definitely comes through, but it's not as in your face. that's what you're looking for, you might like the Huy Fong better, but to me the Tabasco Sriracha is actually a little more balanced between the sweetness, the tanginess, the heat. Yeah, so I'd say flavor, I'm going to give that a 6. Similarity, I'm going to give it a 4. To the Ninja, I'm going to have just a little bit of the Sriracha as the Huy Fong Sriracha as my kind of palate cleanser in between. Okay. Alright, next is the Ninja Squirrel. A little bit hotter than the Tabasco. I say that's a 3. For flavor, like I said, it does not taste like the Sriracha profile that you're used to if you like the Huy Fong. Definitely tastes more like the Korean gochujang, getting the same flavor come through with the eggs. It does taste good though. Flavor, not as good as the Tabasco, so I'm going to give that a 4. I do like this better so far. Similarity, I'd say a 2. It doesn't taste at all like the Huy Fong. Okay, on to the Three Mountains brand. Yellow Sriracha. I do love the color on this though. Nice bright color. Doesn't go great on eggs. I liked it better when I tasted it by itself, but now on the eggs, it doesn't quite go well together. So that tells you something about the similarity, because I rarely eat eggs without the Huy Fong Sriracha. I'm almost get like a little bit of a metallic taste come through. Very sweet. Heat pretty much non-existent on the eggs. Heat, I'm going to give it a 1. Flavor, give it a 2. Similarity, that's a 1. I'm going to have to try this on other things. Like I said, just tasting it on the spoon by itself. So it is a nice flavor. It's interesting. Just not great on the eggs. I think on like chicken or something, it might be pretty good. Chicken, fish, something like that might be pretty good. I'll drop my tasting spoon there. I'll just use a big one. Trader Joe's. A bit saltier. Try another bite. I'm gonna do a side by side with the egg and the Huy Fong. The Tabasco again. Here's my final. Okay. Heat. I'd say it's probably about the same as the Tabasco, 2.5. flavor, where the Tabasco was a 6, where I like kind of the balance and the complexity a little more than the Huy Fong. This I would say is a little lower than the Huy Fong. I'm going to give that a 4. Similarity, definitely more similar than these two, which are completely different. I'd say that's a 3.5. So this one's also kind of similar to the Huy Fong, but in a different way than this is. This one, flavor profile is pretty similar. You get the same flavors come through, just in a different balance. This one, you get that garlicky savoriness with a little less sweetness. You get almost a little bit of that Korean pepper type of flavor as well. Pretty good. But the kind of was what I was expecting based on my last Sriracha Showdown video. I'd say the winner, if you're looking for what the best alternative to the Huy Fong Sriracha is, if you can't find it, is going to be the Tabasco. It's a bit pricier than the Huy Fong, but pretty readily available. You can really find it anywhere. If you can't find it, or if you're looking to save a couple of bucks, I'd say go for the Trader Joe's. These two, if you're looking for Sriracha and that's the flavor profile you're looking for, I would pass on these. Although they are good, I think this is going to be more, it's more similar to a Caribbean style hot sauce. I would put this on chicken, fish, things like that. This is going to be, tastes very, very similar to the gochujang. Almost exactly like that flavor profile. So if that's what you're into and you like that, say go for it, but not if you're looking for that classic sweet garlic Huy Fong Sriracha flavor. So if any of you have tried any of these, I'd love to hear what you think and how they compare for you to the green capped bottle. And if there's any other Srirachas out there that are pretty readily available that you found that you think is a good alternative, I'd love to hear about it. Please drop it in the comments below. Thanks for watching.